Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, so today I have for you another episode of Product Placement, my series with Kelly Oblak. Today we are doing something slightly different. Rather than a product, it's kind of a what we all have tons and tons and tons of, and that's we're going to be doing flowers. So I said to Kelly, in whatever form you have them, let's do flowers. So when I think of flowers, I think of two things. One is Maggie Holmes and the other is Felicity Jane, and I happen to come across my bag o' Maggie Holmes first, so that is what I'm going to be working with today. I have 5 photos, 1 4x6 and 4 2x3s that I'm going to be working with, and so I'm going to go ahead, get started, get you guys put on fast forward, and get going with this layout about a wedding. So make sure you go ahead and check out what Kelly's doing on her channel. I will put a link in the description box below to the video for her layout, and I'm going to get you guys put ahead on fast forward, and so let's get going. That noise right before I started moving to the fast forwarded part, that was Ms. Xanthi trying to get her way up in quite possibly the most absurdly overwrought way possible. So I thought I'd share that with you. All right, so basically I'm pulling out a bunch of different stuff I have from Maggie Holmes. A bit of it is from crepe paper. Apparently I didn't organize it 100% correctly, but I'm pulling out stuff from Bloom, I'm pulling out stuff from Flourish, I'm pulling out stuff from whatever one of those lines is from in between those two, that navy and cream paper. I'm also pulling out this paper pad I had, not paper pad, but collection pack I have from Style Board, which is quite old, and I got this, I'm pretty sure it's from Tuesday Morning, so, and I got it a couple years ago, but Style Board is like really pretty old. So I'm pulling out that red elongated hexagon piece. I love the color in that. That really goes with my housemate's dress that she's wearing in these photos. I also really love the navy and cream floral pieces, and since our product is floral items, I definitely wanted to add that. And I wasn't planning on necessarily using a pattern paper background, but I loved that text, typewritten text that says love this all over the place. And I just thought it worked because even though, yes, it is a print, it's a very quiet print, I guess you could say. So I also added this tone-on-tone pink. Well, if it's a full sheet of paper, it's an X, but at this point, it's just diagonal lines. So I'm trimming off, and I'm like, oh, you know what I'll do is on each of the bottom pieces, I'll do a tearing effect rather than having it be trimmed. And then I forgot all about that on the red piece of paper, and I went and trimmed off the bottom piece. It's fine. It's a very quiet effect anyways, so it's not like anyone actually probably notices it besides me and making me feel happy about it. But it's just one of those things going when I'm like trying to place things later. I'm like, wait, where is the edge that has the torn part? And I'm like, oh, I cut it off. Okay, so far in the flower section, I've got the paper going on, and I've also pulled out from that Bloom chipboard piece, that floral chipboard piece, and I've also decided that rather than have my pattern papers go in a vertical direction, I'm going to instead turn them the other way and have them go horizontally. And this is pretty much how my photos are going to go. I'm going to end up changing up those 4 smaller photos. I'm going to, I don't know. I move something somewhere and it just ends up being different. It's fine. I like it in the end. No big deal. I'm just saying that's what's going on. Okay, so I have the Flourish die cut pack and that vellum piece that says love that has the viney floral letters that make up the word love. I'm going to hide the fact that there are swans there and just tuck that in behind one of my pieces of pattern paper. From that die cut, I also pulled that floral tag that's up at the top there. I will end up using that later on. I've also gone and gotten some non-Maggie Holmes things, and those are these two floral wood veneer. And I remembered I had those. I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and use those because I almost never use the floral wood veneer, but I thought they went well with this because of all the creamy tones in the paper. I decide I need a little bit more blue, so I pull out this remnant. It's actually the other side of that pink X paper, and I had another remnant of it, and I thought I'll just do a thin, thin matte, because to be honest, the blue isn't a perfect match. It's more, I would have preferred it to be more of a royal blue that matches the mother of the groom dress in the photo. Um, but in a tiny, tiny amount that it is, it works out fine. I'm going ahead and getting all of my layers put down. There are quite a few layers in this particular layout. And while I'm doing this, I will talk about what's going on here. As I do the journaling, but I only do part of the journaling because unfortunately I could not remember the names of this is the wedding of my housemate's boss and his partner, and I could not remember their names, so I did not write their names in the journaling. I will just talk to my housemate about that later on. So the big picture is a picture of my housemate and one of her work friends, and then the woman in the middle also works with my housemate, but she is the mother of one of the grooms. And then the smaller photos are each of the grooms with their mother, who they walked down the aisle, down the aisle with, and then another picture of the two grooms at when they're getting married, and then a selfie of my housemate and the same work friend that's in the big picture. Yeah, somehow I screwed this up and I ended up with that little hole in the middle, but it's fine. I'm not gonna flip out over it. So I'm thinking about adding this tag, but I'm not happy with the placement. So I'm gonna put it aside and move on to something else. I have this greenery, florally clear sticker. Now, this is from the Bloom collection, but I actually only recently received this as part of a Secret Sister swap at a crop I went to given by Heather's Crafty Life. My secret sister Amanda, this is one of the things that was in my little goodie bag from her, and I was super excited to start using it. So I trimmed that into two pieces and added it in two different places just to spread the gold foil around. And now that I have that, I'm thinking about going ahead and doing my title. And so I pull out these gold thickers. They are called Fitzgerald. And so the main part of my title is going to be Work Wedding, but that's kind of boring. So I'm going to go a little 80s music, a little Billy Idol here. So my whole play on words is going to be nice day for a work wedding. So because that's how I work. And so the rest of that is going to be using these Webster Pages tile alphas. And they're hard to see on the screen, but in real life, they're perfectly visible. It's one of those things where, you know, in real life, they're perfectly visible, but like watching them on the screen here, I'm like, oh gosh, I can't even tell if you can see that or not. In real life, you totally can. And at the end of the video, you will see several close-up shots and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about if you stay through all the way till the end. So I'm using my Art Glitter Clear Glue. It is not glitter. The company name is Art Glitter. I got this on Amazon with the precision tip for less than $10. It's really great. I like it better than the Scotch Tacky Glue because it offers a little bit more time to dry, which is great because I often forget that I want to tuck something else underneath and have to end up trying to pull things up. So I have that puffy sticker, and that is from the Bloom collection, and I'm so happy I finally got to use it. It's quite big, so and very pink. but I think it balances quite nicely against that red hexagon paper. So here's where I realized, oh yes, I wanted to use that botanical die cut, and that's also from the Flourish collection. And to do that, I needed to be able to pull up that chipboard piece that I had already used liquid glue on. So woohoo, yay, I managed it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm looking for a journaling spot. So I go back to some of my Flourish paper and I trim out one of the cut aparts that has lines on it. And I don't know why I thought I could be able to cut it up with my scissors, because I can't cut straight with my scissors to save my life. So then of course I have to go back and pull out my little trimmer and trim it all up because it was completely totally wonky. So I'm going to trim that off and then tuck it underneath one of my paper layers. And I'm almost done here. As I said, I'm going to do part of the journaling, but basically it's, roommate went to the wedding of and had a great time, because I couldn't remember their names off the top of my head. And I'm almost finished here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure you head on over to Kelly's channel. There will be a link in the description box below to her video. I'm finishing off with some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine liberally all over the page. And that's going to be it for me. Thanks guys so much. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be great. Bye!